ותדבר מרים ואהרון במשה על אודות האישה הכושית אשר לקח, כי אישה כושית לקח. ויאמרו, הרק אך במשה דיבר יהווה, הלא גם בנו דיבר? וישמע יהווה והאיש משה עניו מאוד מכל האדם אשר על פני האדמה. ויאמר יהווה פתאום אל משה ואל אהרון ואל מרים, צאו שלושתכם אל אוהל מועד, ויצאו שלושתם, וירד יהווה בעמוד ענן, ויעמוד פתח האוהל, ויקרא אהרון ומרים, ויצאו שניהם. ויאמר, שמעו נא דברי, אם יהיה נביאכם, יהווה במראה עליו, את ודע, בחלום אדבר בו. לא כן עבדי משה, בכל ביתי נאמן הוא, פה אל פה אדבר בו, ומראה, ולא בחידה, ותמונת יהווה יביט. ומדוע לא יראתם לדבר בעבדי במשה? וייחר אף יהווה בם, וילך והענן שר מעל האוהל, והנה מרים מצורעת כשלג. ויפן אהרון אל מרים, והנה מצורעת. ויאמר אהרון אל משה, בי אדוני, אל נא תשת עלינו חטאת אשר נועלנו ואשר חטאנו. אל נא תהא כמת אשר בצאתו מרחם אמו, ויאכל חצי בשרו. ויצעק משה אל יהווה לאמור, אל נא רפנה לה. ויאמר יהווה אל משה, והביה ירוק ירק בפניה, הלא תחלם 7 ימים, תסגר 7 ימים מחוץ למחנה, ואחר תאסף. ותסגר מרים מחוץ למחנה 7 ימים, והעם לא נסע עד האסף מרים. From Numbers chapter 12. Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite, the African woman whom he had married, for he had married a Cushite woman. They said, has Yahweh indeed spoken only with Moses? Has he not spoken also with us? And Yahweh heard it. Now the man Moses was humble, more than all the men who were on the surface of the earth. Yahweh spoke suddenly to Moses, to Aaron, and to Miriam. You 3 come out to the tent of meeting. The 3 of them came out. Yahweh came down in a pillar of cloud and stood at the door of the tent and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forward. He said, now hear my words. If there is a prophet among you, I, Yahweh, will make myself known to him in a vision. I will speak with him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so. He is faithful in all my house. With him I will speak mouth to mouth, even plainly and not in riddles, and he shall see Yahweh's form. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant, against Moses? Yahweh's anger burned against them, and he departed. The cloud left from over the tent, and behold, Miriam was leprous, as white as snow. Aaron looked at Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. Aaron said to Moses, O my Lord, please don't count this sin against us, in which we have done foolishly and in which we have sinned. Let her not, I pray, be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he comes out of his mother's womb. Moses cried to Yahweh, saying, heal her, God, I beg you. Yahweh said to Moses, if her father had but spit in her face, shouldn't she be ashamed for 7 days? Let her be shut up outside of the camp for 7 days, and after that she shall be brought in again. Miriam was shut up outside the camp for 7 days, and the people did not travel until Miriam was brought in again. Before the events of this year, I would not have chosen this text to explore for our high holidays. But one passage that touches on family dynamics under pressure, racial discrimination, unfair treatment of a woman, a sudden disease, and the desire for healing. If I didn't know better, I might have imagined it was written for this moment. A Torah reading can be like a Rorschach test. Our interpretation may reveal as much about us as it does about the text. Is this story cruel or compassionate, just or unjust? Consider various moments. Are Miriam and Aaron justified in their complaints because of Moses' transgression of marrying out, especially a Cushite or African woman? Or is their ethnocentric, even racist bias the real sin? Is the Hebrew God justified in his anger on behalf of Moses at their rebellion? Note that just a few chapters later in Numbers, another rebellion against Moses by Korach the Levite results in hundreds of deaths. Does it make sense, if Moses supposedly wrote the 5 books of Moses, that it would say Moses was the humblest man who ever lived? Would the humblest man who ever lived brag about it? This is aside from the claim that Moses gets the best revelations, even seeing the image of God that God isn't supposed to have according to other parts of the Torah, but that is for another time. Recall that Moses, Aaron, and Miriam are all siblings. Moses is the youngest. Could this story be a sibling rivalry? Notice that they complain about his wife. Evidently, dealing with in-laws has never been easy. When I read Yahweh saying suddenly, "You 3 come to my office," and Miriam and Aaron come out here, I hear an angry parent. And it is not an accident that the examples given by Aaron and by Yahweh are family dynamics. Aaron subtly reminds Moses that all 3 of them came from the same womb. And Yahweh describes Miriam's punishment like the shame of a rebellious daughter corrected by her father. Miriam is struck by a plague of divine origin, and Moses prays to that same divinity for healing. In our era of global pandemic, we debate the same theological questions about the source of the disease and the source of healing. Are they the same? Are they aware and listening? Or are we on our own to face a silent and indifferent universe with the power of human caring and human healing? Perhaps most challenging, you might have noticed that both Miriam and Aaron complain against Moses, but only Miriam is struck with disease. The very first verb in the passage, vatidaber, is a feminine form, perhaps subtly blaming Miriam a bit more. Perhaps Aaron's duties and privileges as high priest prevented him from facing the same consequences. He needed to stay pure to offer sacrifices, so he was too important. Aaron does appeal for Miriam to be healed, or maybe he's afraid for himself to be next. It is heartening to read that the community did not leave until Miriam was rehabilitated, but it is disappointing to see a double standard with a woman on the shorthand again. I have my own verdict on the injustice of this story, but we are a jury of the whole Jewish people and those of other heritage who celebrate with them tonight. Whom would we condemn, and whom would we forgive? How will we write our own stories of family dynamics under pressure, racial discrimination, the unfair treatment of women, and a surprise disease that threatens to spread? That story is up to each of you.